How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Deichhof Abendfreden. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads: the map Deichhof Abendfreden is inspired by German North Sea coast and is primarily a single-player map, but it also brings joy to 2 to 3 players in multiplayer mode. At the heart of the map lies a beautiful farm, Deichhof Abendfreden, which has a long history. The farm is renowned for its exceptionally good bread. Our other mainstays include dairy farming, chickens, and an on-farm biogas plant (BGA). Can you successfully continue the story of Deichhof Abendfreden? Farms and stalls. Starting farm: dairy farm with chickens, on-farm BGA, windmill and bread production, sheep barn with sheep pasture, pig barn with silo and barn, field barn, wind turbine, generator. All farms and stalls can be purchased and managed via farmlands. Building. The building menu is based on Elm Creek, but has been expanded with a larger selection of buildings and additional paint textures. The farm and stalls are a fixed part of the map and cannot be demolished. For your own construction projects, there is a building area available, as well as fields and a forestry plot. Sales and productions. Windmill at the farm, BGA at the farm, bread production mill at the farm, snack bar at the beach, Abendfreden Cinema, agricultural trade, grain reception, agricultural trade, pallet reception, livestock trade with hay barn, dairy, grain mill, rock crusher, land productions, fries, popcorn, sunflower oil, rapeseed oil, clothes. Purchasing and loading, purchasing station, seeds, mineral fertilizer, and lime. Water. Fields. 18 fields, 0.65 hectares to 8.2 hectares, total of 57 hectares. 5 meadows, 1.3 hectares to 4.5 hectares, total 14 hectares. 1 forestry area, 1.5 hectare. Tip: machines that suit the map. Young timers and modern machines, tractors between 100 to 280 horsepower. I wish you all lots of fun on Deichhof Abendfreden. There are mods required for this map, starting with the MF3000 series by Schnibble Modding, EU Factories by DMI20mm Normandy, Placeable Power Lines by Top Ace 888, Biogas Plant 150 kilowatt by Vertex Design, Windmill by The Lort, VDI Old Shed Stable by Vertex Design, Field Barrier Pack by Vertex Design Katsu, Jensen Farm by Bernie's CS. This map was created by Calais and is 187.06 megabytes to download. If we take a look at the map, this is what it looks like. We start out here just south of our main starting farm. We start out by owning farmlands number 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 3 is a barley field ready to harvest. 4 is a grass field ready to harvest. 5 is your main starting farm. 6 is a wheat field ready to harvest. And 7 is a potato field that is currently growing. Field prices do vary, but they line up pretty well with the size of the map. So you have 43,000 for one of the smaller fields here. You've got 101,000, 98,000, 114,000, 169, and all the way up to $372,000. Got a couple of grass plots here, 127,000 as well as 136,000, 60,000, and 66,000, and we do have 1 or 2 small forestry areas, 181,000 right there. Let's see. You are not able to purchase all areas on the map. As you can see up here in the kind of northern area where some of the sell points are, you can't purchase that. Same thing with this area here where there's another production points down here, and down here in the southern portion of the map as well. Unable to purchase that. We do start out with a couple of animal barns. We have a cow barn as well as a chicken barn. Contracts are available on this map. We start out with a load of productions. Most of them are at your main starting farm, and one of them being the biogas plant, as you can see, and it is a modified biogas plant, as you can see. It'll take things such as potatoes, sugar beets cut, straw, hay, so on and so forth. Let's see, as well as there are no collectibles on this map. If we take a look at mods specific to this map, we start out with the buy menu here under mods and DLCs. You'll see the Deichhof Abendfreden right here. So there are mods specific to this map under the buy menu. If we take a look at the build menu, Starting out under buildings, there is nothing under this tab, nothing under productions, nothing under animals, nothing under decorations, and it's finally until we get to landscaping and down to painting. There are several additional painting swatches, but that is it. There is nothing in any of these tabs here that is actually tagged with the Deichhof Abendfreden map tag. So not a whole lot that is specific to this map. Now, because we start here at the starting farm, or I'm sorry, Deichhof Abendfreden. Because we start at the starting farm, let's go ahead and take a look at the starting equipment. So under the buy menu and under owned items, small tractors, we have the Massey Ferguson 3650 and the 3120. Under harvesters, we have the Kloss Dominator 108 SL Maxi. Under front loaders with a Schaefer 2630. Under trailers, we have a Brantner DD 24073 2XXL, as well as two Welger DK115s. The header for the Kloss, we have a cultivator, the Horsch Toronto 3FX. Subsoiler Agrosim Combi Plow Gold 3 meter. Seeders, we have the Nordstein HK25 and S3030. Under fertilizer spreaders, the Amazon ZATS 3200. The manure spreaders, we have Brantner TA12050 Power Spread Plus. Under slurry tanks, we have the FarmTech Super Cease 800. Mowers, the K-brand GMD 4411. Tedders, the K-brand GF 8712. Windrowers, the Samaz Z2 840H. Forage wagons, we have the Pontinger Faro 4010D. Balers, the Pontinger Impress 125F Pro. Bale wrappers, the Vicon BW2850. Animals, the Silo King Trail Lined 4.0 Premium 221822. Lizard MKS 8, that is a liquids transport wagon. And then the Joskin Aquatrans 7300S, which is a water transport wagon. We then, under front loaders, the Quickie Q5M. Front loader tools, the Albert pallet fork, as well as Albert manure fork. The header trailer for the Kloss, and lastly, under weights, we have two Adco 650 weights. And that is everything. So let's go ahead and take a look around the starting farm here. We have our sleep trigger right here. Around the backside over here, we have a greenhouse, just a large, normal greenhouse, no special to-dos with that one. Inside here, we have the mill bread. This is a production point here on the farm where you can make bread with cheese and salad as well as bread. So very, very nice here. We have the ability to make bread right here on the farm. As they were saying in the description, we're known for our bread, but making sandwiches, which is a new production point for this. It requires tomatoes, lettuce, milk for the cheese, and flour for the bread itself. So very, very cool there. We have here a wardrobe trigger. And let's see, I believe right here is the input for the mill bread. And then the output, if we come around this side, open this gate here, right here I believe is the output. Let's go back out the back side here. Over here we have the cow barn. We open this door. Nope, that was the wrong door. We have our input for a cow barn here. Around the front side here. Where is it? We have the slurry output here. Why am I not seeing the icon for the cows? Where'd that go? I've got to have my icons turned on, right? Yeah. No, that wasn't it. Yeah, icons are turned on. Am I missing it? No, open the door. Oh, there it is. Aha, found it. This is the milk trigger. This is the cow dialog box. 8 out of 80 cows right here. So very, very nice. Let's see. Let's go around the front side over here. We got a bunker silo right over here. Over behind these hedges, we have our on-farm biogas plant. So again, this will take our normal stuff, the silage, the slurry, the manure, as well as the sugar beets cut. We're used to seeing that. What we're not used to seeing is straw, hay, and potatoes. All of those will produce stuff as well. Now, the one thing that this thing doesn't do is it doesn't produce methane. So That's not an output according to these recipes. It's just producing power and it's producing digestate. That's it. Now we have our solid input up here, liquid input down here, and around the back side over here is our liquid output, aka our digestate. Let's see. We have our farm silo right over here. Around the back side over here, we have our windmill, which is our on-farm production point for flour. And as you can see, we're used to wheat flour, barley flour, oat flour, sorghum flour. What we're not used to seeing are these ones down here, where we can do sorghum. Sorghum we're used to. Corn, sunflowers, canola, and soybean. And all of them make flour. It's not like a variant of flour. It's all just flour. But this also produces sugar. So that's really cool. So you take your sugar beets, your sugar beets cut, or your sugar cane, and you can turn that into sugar here on site. Input on this side over here, output right over here. Now we cut through the hedges right over here. We have a bale and pallet storage right here. We got the output for it is right over here. And we do have stuff in there already. And then lastly, which is hidden, if we take a look at the map, I'll show you something just real quick. So we zoom into the farm here. Oh, it's shown up here on the map. Of course it's shown up here on the map, but it's weird because it doesn't show like a dot, or no, it's just kind of off to the side. So that's okay. That makes more sense. The dot right here, chicken barn. We have 9 chickens already, room for 360. Eggs output here, feed input right there. And that is everything here on the farm. Let's go ahead and grab this tractor. We'll drop the weight. And then we will head out and about. Go ahead and zoom in a bit. Don't need to be that far out. Now if we come around the front side here where we first kind of loaded into the map, we'll stop right here and we'll take a look. We saw everything here on the starting farm. Now we are out here, farmland number 30. If we purchase this for $78,000, go ahead and do so. You'll see sheep now appear. The sheep were here, but now all the kind of triggers appear. This pasture here has room for 100 sheep. We start out, once we purchase it, with 8 sheep. Water here, feed here. Now here's the problem. I don't know where the wool spawns for this pasture. I have no clue. I've been around, I've looked, and I've yet to see where the spawn point is. Now there is a spawn point just outside down here, but I believe that's for this building here. And this building is another sheep barn. So I'm not quite sure where these will spawn. It's one of those that I hope that it spawns somewhere. It might need an update, might not. I'm just not sure. It might even be over here, but I just cannot see where the box is hiding underneath the grass. Maybe. That's kind of my guess. So, hop back in the tractor. We'll go down a little ways further. To right down here. This is another sheep barn. If we open up this door, walk in, we have room for 40 sheep. We don't start out with any in this barn. Now, this one is a little different. I'm not sure, but I think this sheep barn produces manure, and here's why. Down at the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see straw is an available input. I don't know what the story is with that. So if I open and put in 1 sheep in here, taking a look at the barns here, right here you can see straw is an input. Now it doesn't show me a value for manure or anything like that, so I'm not 100% certain as to what the story is as to why straw is available, but normally with the animal systems, straw is an indication of manure. So I'm not 100% certain, but that is what it is. So we've got our feed inputs, I believe, right here, and I believe this is our straw input over here. Doesn't require water or anything. That is about it. So actually, it might be feed here and straw here. I'm not certain, but that is what it is. Let's go ahead and hop back in the tractor and head out. We're just going to keep following this lane around to our next point of interest, right over here. Right here. Go ahead and stop here and take a look at the map. So we're here at the sheep barns and the sheep pasture. Went down the road just a ways to farmland number 28. Purchased that for $69,824. And here you go. We got pig barns and another silo. So silo is right here. Pig barn right around the backside over here. We have our slurry output here. And if we open this gate, we have the dialogue box. Room for 150 pigs, and feed goes in there. Now, I normally don't do this, but this is going to be kind of an exception, or else it's going to be a really long trip around. We are going to cut through this grass field onto the backside over here, heading towards this lighthouse. Otherwise, I'd have to go all the way down to the south portion over there, take the road over to this road here to connect up in this direction. So figure it would save us just a wee bit of time. So right up here is a water output right there. And now we're going to follow this road all the way up to the north. Until we get to our next point of interest. Unfortunately, tractor does go a little bit slow, but this map is not massive or anything like that. So we just take this all the way out until it dead ends down here just a ways. You can see all the lovely landscape that's around here. So now coming through the opening of the woods here, we come out this road here. That is the snack bar by the beach sell point. And now we head down the road just a little bit further. To my left, that sell point right there is the hay shed. Right here. And directly in front of me is the animal dealer. Now, we can come to this location and purchase animals directly, or we can use the same icon at the Pens and Pastures directly. If we use this icon or the one at the Pens and Pastures directly, we will incur an additional fee. That fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location and delivering them to the Pens and Pastures for you. Now, to save that delivery fee, you can come to this location with an animal trailer and go ahead and load using this icon with the trailer parked in this hash mark here directly. That way you can load it up, take the animal trailer to your pen and pasture directly, and then load into the pasture yourself. That will save you that delivery fee. Now, to kind of illustrate just how much it is, it gets really expensive. It can be, for an adult cow, $100 per adult cow. So we click in here, you can see base price for a cow, $1,550 for every single cow is base price. Then you add a $100 delivery fee that now takes that $1,550 cow to a $1,650 cow. Depending on how many cows you want to buy, 60 cows, that's an extra $6,000 just for the animal dealer to take them out for you. So you can save that $6,000 if you have a lease trailer, if you own one, whatever the case may be. Now we will head out and then follow this road past the main farm again, and we will catch back up with the rest of the tour. Kind of have to do a little bit of overlapping, but it's what we have to do. So we do have a little bit of a journey between here and the next point of interest. But I will say that windmill, that wind farm right there, the blade, that thing there, that is on a purchasable chunk of land. So as we drive straight, let's take a look at the map. So we were here. Actually, let's go ahead and stop. We were here at the cow barn, or the pig barn here. We cut across the field here, passed by the water buy point, and then came up to the snacks bar by the beach, then over to the hay shed, then over to the animal yard. Now, we're not going to go up to that particular farmland specifically just to show it off, but I will show that you can purchase farmland number 1 for $512,640, and it will then allow you to purchase the generator that is that windmill right there, and you will make an hourly income. So nice little chunk of money there out, but it generates pretty quickly, so you will make your money back fairly fast. So had we gone by the normal routes, we would have made a right here and taken this track all the way out towards the coastline to get to the water buy point. But we kind of skipped through it by going through the grass field, and now we're cutting around over to this area here. So coming up here, the road kind of forks off. We'll go ahead and follow the forked area off to the right, and we'll show off that area first. So coming up under the bridge is our next points of interest. Right over here. We'll slow down. There we go. Now around the backside here, this is the land trade product acceptance. So this is where you can sell all of your products that you generate, like the production stuff that's on pallets. This over here is the land trade grain acceptance. So this is where you can sell loose product. Oop, and I'm just running into stuff there. So all the individual grains and like wheats, barleys, oats, things like that, whatever is accepted here that is loose, you'll be able to sell it there. And whatever is accepted at the other one, the first one we came across, that is kind of palletized, that will be accepted at the other location. Now we come around here, make a right, go up this little hill, make another right, go across the bridge instead of under it, and we'll start out by going to our left, debris crusher straight ahead, and off to my right, now straight ahead, we have the shop trigger right there, repair trigger over here, and then directly across the street is the next point of interest. Cut across over here, and around the back, this is the Deichhof Abendfreden sell point. Now we go back across the bridge and we head directly north to our last set of interests. You can see that windmill that I was pointing out there, the generator. As we come up here, we will need to break off the main road here and take the fork off to the left. That'll be our next set of interests coming up there on the maps, as you can see. I'll go ahead and square off the map there so it fixes the north direction. I'll follow this road out in this direction. Climb these series of hills for our next production point, right directly ahead of me. Slow down. There we go. All right, this first one is the dairy. You can purchase this for $70,000. Input here, output here. Around the back side, though, is the grain mill. You can purchase it here. $96,000 to purchase. Input here, output here. Hop back in the tractor and go to our last set of interests. Go out the back gate, go through this little forestry tunnel here, Very lovely back here. Make a left, and then followed by an immediate right. We'll stop right here. So this is a production point. Firstly, this is where we can purchase lime seed and fertilizer, but around the backside over here is the production point. I believe it's right here. Can purchase the agricultural productions for $60,000, and here we can turn corn into popcorn, potatoes into fries, sunflowers into sunflower oil, canola into canola oil, and yarn into clothes. We'll go ahead and purchase that for the $60,000, and you can see the recipes. We got corn to popcorn, potatoes to fries. We've got sunflowers to sunflower oil, canola to canola oil, and yarn, or wool, I'm sorry, into clothes. So this is actually really nice because you can go right from your sheep right to clothes. This is going to be a huge, huge, huge moneymaker on this map. So you can buy the sheep, fill them up, get them producing as much wool as possible, and then have it shipped over here to make clothes, and you'll be making a ton of money. Output is right here, and input for the production is right here. And that's it. That is everything here on Deichhof Abendfreden. Now is time to render my opinion and let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. Now, this one I am very, very torn about. I love this map. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I think that it's a small map. It's very beautiful looking. It's got the beautiful undulations. The terrain is very subtle in its sweeps, but almost understatedly so. There's a few areas where it kind of just gently rises and falls. Very much like that. The color palette is spectacular. I really like the way that the color palette kind of accentuates the kind of land areas, and the kind of layout of it is very understated. Now, the reason that I'm so torn about it, even though I'm singing its praises right now, is because we've already gotten this map. This map was actually produced once before, and it goes under a different name. So Calais, the map maker, produced a map called The White Farm. And The White Farm is, I would say, about 95% this map. Actually, the White Farm is slightly bigger than this map. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a split screen side-by-side view of the map and how this one looks compared to the White Farm. Now, as you can see, they're almost identical. The road network and layout is nearly identical. You have the same kind of southern portion there where the shop is at and all that stuff. The kind of agricultural trade down at the bottom right-hand corner. I mean, pretty much everything's lined up. The only difference that I've noticed really is that the White Farm has a little bit more going on in the northwest corner of the map than anything. I mean, the farms are laid out slightly different. They use different modelings and stuff like that, but it's pretty much the same map as best as I can tell. So yeah, like I said, I'll put them side by side. I'll lay it all out. And yeah, so for that, the originality is kind of lacking for me. So, but again, I love the map. This map looks amazing, but so did the White Farm. The White Farm, again, looked amazing. So kudos to the map maker. They did a fantastic job on making these sets of maps. I give them absolute praise for that. But the fact that this is almost identical to the White Farm with very few exceptions is kind of a negative for me. So all that being said, what would I give this map? I'm going to grade this kind of on a 2 grade scale. So firstly, the first grade I'm going to give it is going to be kind of the, okay, we understand we have this map, and it's kind of a same for same kind of retelling of the same thing. Just it's got different models on the farm and all that stuff. Yeah, that's all fine. What would I give this map, knowing that this is kind of the same map as something else? I'd probably, and by the same map maker, I'd probably give this like a 1 because of the unoriginalness of the map. Now, I say that only to follow it with this. What would I give this map if I didn't know that this was a duplicate, or quote-unquote duplicate, a mostly duplicated map, a kind of retelling? I'd probably give this a 4, maybe even a 4.5. I really do like this map. I think it's gorgeous. I think there's a lot going on this map, too, especially for the size of the map. And it feels like it's huge. Driving around with the tractor there, it feels like it takes forever, even though this is a absolutely tiny map in comparison to a full 2x by 2x map. This is extremely small. But yeah, so that's kind of the needle, and I'm going to thread it. That's how I'm going to try and thread it, is one, knowing that there's something else out there that's identical to it, and a 4.5. We'll go 4.5, knowing that this is its own entity, it's its own thing, and it is definitely a good map. It is absolutely a good map, and it deserves a kind of a look-see. So that's how I feel about it. I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things. The algorithms enjoy you doing it, shows you're engaged with this channel, enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.